our intro?
No, not really.
What would you say?
Hi.
And?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, well, go on then.
So, hi, welcome back to We Are the Unsettled. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ow, that was my elbow. Ow! It was going so well.
No, try again.
No.
Try again.
No.
Try again.
No.
Try again.
No.
Try.
No.
Try.
No.
One more.
No.
Just a little bit. For the audio. For your fans.
No.
Welcome to The Unsettled. This is season 3. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, drop a comment below. Anything you want to say to your lovely audience?
And hit the notification bell to keep you up to date with all the up and coming videos that we're about to release.
Nice. Tick. Brilliant. Lovely. So, in our first episode of season 3, we will be discussing, obviously by the title, the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Ooh.
You sound like them annoying little shits that listen to the folks and go, wow, ooh, ah. Yeah, a bit like that. So, as you agreed, or as you said, agreed. What are you agreeing to?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Are you writing anything down to agree to? Yes. Well, yeah. Right. So, let's get straight into it. Oh, I've got to take a deep breath and I'm gonna die. So, on November the 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was publicly assassinated in Dallas, Texas.
As he was driving in a motorcade down Dealey Plaza.
Just chip yourself in whenever you feel like it.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, right. To this day, it has been the controversy of many people, like conspiracy theories.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
this is
so many.
Conspiracy theory heaven.
But it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as we've discussed, most of the theories are plausible. But we will go into those later on in the video. Stay tuned.
This isn't like a to be continued.
By the time you get to the point.
Anyway. Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets, with the second being the fatal headshot. Former Governor John B. Connolly Jr. was in the car with JFK and
His JFK's wife
and
the governor's wife, Nellie. Don't laugh. They're important people.
okay. He was hit, but survived the shooting.
As a ricochet shot.
Officially, 3 bullets were fired by the gunman, and the horrific act was caught on camera by Abraham Zapruder. I think that's how you say his name. Probably just insulted loads of people with the last name Zapruder.
Yeah, but we all know that you murder names.
Yes. No. The film, now referred to as the Zapruder film, became integral to the investigation because it allowed frame-by-frame analysis. Yes.
It's one of the first known cases of frame by frame.
Didn't know that. The shooting occurred from the 6th floor window at the southeast corner of the Texas school block depository. Okay. A building along the motorcade route.
So, as you just saw in the video clip there, that was the president getting shot.
With brain matter scattered across the back of the car.
Delicious.
Which I thought his wife, clambering about trying to scoop it all up was a bit weird. Because if I was his wife...
I would assume she panicked. But then
In that kind of
was grabbing the.
in
chunks
that panic moment, that's not my panicking thought.
No, mine would be get that hell out of the car.
See, mine wouldn't be that either. Mine would be hide. Let him take all the shots. I'm saying if I was a wife.
Okay, yeah,
Let
but
the husband take the shots.
how could you hide in a convertible car?
Lay on the
With
footwell.
all sides.
Lay in the footwell.
Lay in the footwell. Just dart.
Pick
down.
his body up, lay on top of it.
Meat shield.
Exactly, use him as a meat shield.
Fair enough. It's one way, I suppose.
Yeah. So the official ruling was that the gunman was Lee Harvey Oswald. I actually think he's quite an interesting chap.
He is. He come from quite a solid background, to be fair.
It's in the Book of Notes, sir.
Good news.
Yeah. 2 days after the assassination, Oswald was killed by Jack Ruby at the Dallas Police Department. Didn't you say it happened like in the basement
Yeah.
of the police department?
Yeah. Basically, the basement is where you'd have the prisoner transfers, the car parks, but everything is downstairs.
Sounds dodgy. Right. The shooting was broadcasted actually live on television, which is pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, like you
Imagine turning on the TV just for the day and you see someone get shot. That's like, ooh, that's public information. That is. That's right there and then.
It is indeed. That's probably why they've brought censors out and PG-12s and God knows else what.
The news is entertainment, kids.
Being let out by Captain Fritz. There is a prisoner. There is Lee. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's a man with a gun. It's absolute panic. Absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters. Detectives have their guns drawn. There is no question about it. Oswald has been shot at point-blank range, fired into his stomach.
He is shot. He is shot. Oswald.
It is Oswald. You're. Was that the man that shot the man, or do you know?
That is the man that shot the man.
So that was the clip of Lee Harvey Oswald getting shot in a very open manner.
And no one really gave a shit.
No, they only tackled John Ruby.
Was it really a tackle?
It wasn't. It was more of a.
I think everyone
You've
cheered.
done your job.
I think everyone cheered.
It's time to get out.
I clearly saw a couple of foam fingers doing this in the background. Like, I clearly saw it. It was there.
Number one.
So, many have criticised the motorcade route, believing it had an unusual amount of turns, thus slowing down the motorcade. The route was chosen by the Secret Service agents Winston G. Lawson and Forrest V. I want to say Doggles, but it's probably not. There's no point you trying to read it.
It's definitely Dorrells.
Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah. If we're wrong, don't kill me.
No.
The Secret Service was sent in to check the route, and it was noted that there were over 20,000 windows overlooking the route.
It's a lot of vantage points.
It's a lot of windows. It's a lot of windows. But they couldn't get enough agents to basically occupy every single window.
No.
So they chose not to inspect any of the windows.
When in doubt, leave it.
Yeah. 1 week after the assassination, the newly sworn in president? I guess it's like swooped in president. I guess like, you know, they tried to get someone in after JFK got shot. It's like, come on, quick, go in, quick, do your job.
Yeah, but he was sworn in very quickly.
Yeah, but I think it was like Lyndon B. Johnson created a commission to investigate the assassination and the killing of Lee Harvey Oswald. So he actually looked into it. He was like, hang on, that's a bit weird. I'm going to look into this.
Well, it's a bit suspect that with such a high valued prisoner,
Yeah.
there was
No protection.
no, well, not really protection, but there was no.
Didn't see a condom on his head at all. They literally
Obviously,
took
he
him.
wasn't looking.
I just saw the foam fingers. No, they literally took him out. He was like looking all smug, like bang,
and then straight there. There was no. Obviously, nowadays you'd have people. You'd have security at certain
every
points.
step.
The
every
entrance, exits, God knows else what, and anyone that was walking in, whether they be press or anything else, would be checked.
Yeah.
So a little bit inside of me says that they wanted it to happen, and they knew
someone may shoot him, like something was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the official ruling was that Oswald acted alone, and no conspiracy was involved.
No, they tried to shut it down very quickly because there was a lot of.
It's a bit of a rushed up piece of information.
Yeah.
So let's get into a bit of Oswald, shall we? Oswald had history of violence. When he was younger, he chased his younger brother with a knife. Doesn't sound like violence. I mean, violence is stabbing your younger brother with a knife. Chasing someone doesn't necessarily mean they're psychotic.
No.
They could have been acting out a horror movie.
No, he had anger issues when he was young.
Yeah. He was also in the Marine Corps for 3 years, where he became a qualified sharpshooter with an M1 rifle. Which is even more interesting, I suppose. A sharpshooter. This guy gets all the cool names, doesn't he? He gets the last name of the Penguin.
Yeah.
He gets the sharpshooter. Oswald, apparently, was under active surveillance by the FBI in Dallas. I didn't know that until I looked into this case. I was like, well, if he was under surveillance by the FBI, why didn't they do nothing? If he's a suspicious character. They chose not to inform the Secret Service, especially the fact Oswald was employed at the Texas School Book Depository. So, let me get this right. The FBI know he's a nutter. They know he's a sharpshooter. They think he's a little bit psychotic. And the FBI are watching him, and no one's
He's now on the route of the motorcade. Okay.
The evidence with the gun being connected to Oswald was determined due to the fact the whole bullet and 2 bullet fragments recovered from the stretcher matched the rifle. The rifle was found hidden near the 6th floor window, as well as 3 bullet cartridges matching the shots fired. Got anything to say about that, Mr. Investigator?
Yes.
Go on.
So, with Lee Harvey Oswald's background in the military.
Sharpshooter.
Yes.
Okay.
He is trained to police his brass.
Sounds like a sexual preference. Sounds like something most police officers do at night time. I'm going to police my brass knob.
No, that's polish their gun.
Oh.
Yes, it's a whole different aspect. But policing their brass basically means taking their shells and the recently fired bullets with them on all circumstances.
So this could be planted. Is this what you're saying?
There would be a
It was a cheap gun. Do you reckon it was planted?
There would be a high possibility that he didn't panic and he wanted to be caught. He wanted to be known for the shooting.
Okay.
But there is a slight possibility that everything was planted.
Okay. So,
Just saying.
45 minutes after the assassination of JFK, Oswald shot and killed Dallas policeman J.D. Tippit?
Yeah.
Eyewitnesses and cartridge proved accurate.
Yeah.
He killed the police officer while he's running away.
Yeah.
So, with all this in mind, it's clear Oswald was the shooter, but was he alone? Do you want to go down the rabbit hole with me?
Suppose. I'm not Alice though.
Or whatever I call you. Some believe Jack Ruby shot Oswald to keep him from talking. Right. the Warren Commission believed that there were 3 bullets fired. The first bullet missed. The second bullet hit JFK. The third was that lovely fatal headshot of brain splatter. Okay. The second bullet is the most controversial, as it hit both JFK and Connolly. It entered through the back of JFK's neck, which you can see in the video that we added together. You know, we had to blink out some of the little bits involved, but it's all there. It's all there. So it obviously went through the back of JFK's neck, exiting downward, then entered through Connolly's right side of his back, exited below his right nipple, very close. Could have lost a nipple there. Could have. Yeah. Then entered and exited through Connolly's thigh. It's a skill shot. Well, I can do that on Call of Duty. I don't know about you.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've done plenty of good shots that I'm very proud of, but not that one.
Don't worry about you. Right, many believe the trajectory from shooting from the 6th floor window is impossible.
Yeah, it's too low for the angle of trajectory.
When you study the video frame by frame, this magic bullet theory is unsure to many, as there's not enough time for Oswald to fire 2 shots.
If you think you fired the first one, it's gone through the back of the neck, you know.
Well, your first one missed.
Yeah.
Your second one went in, and then to fire the third one straight.
No.
Right. Basically, if the magic theory wasn't true, then there had to be 2 shooters.
The second shooter on that grassy knoll.
You sure? In the 1970s, a new acoustic research technique was used to analyse the audio of the shootings, which found fixed points in the audio that contains echo patterns from alleged gunfire.
No.
This also suggests there may have been more than one shooter. Right? You've got anything to say before, because I feel like you're itching.
It doesn't matter how audio sensitive your equipment is.
Okay.
You cannot really differentiate between, say, 3 gunshots
Okay.
in a built-up area with high walls, and the sound would resonate and bounce all over the place. So to then manage to distinguish 3 individual gunshots would be very difficult.
Okay. The House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded in 1978 that scientific...
They've got a committee for assassinations.
Yes.
Do you think it was? Nah, definitely suicide. No,
Can you imagine this committee just sat there going, waiting for an assassination? Because there hasn't been any. This committee just turns up once a month.
Once a year.
Once every fucking 10 years.
I bet they get to work from home. Sorry.
Right. So, they concluded in 1978 that scientific acoustical evidence established that there was a high probability that the two gunmen shot JFK. Also, some footage which I cannot find anywhere, right?
It's probably been taken down.
Yeah, it was
classified.
recovered, right? It was recovered at a different angle, showed gunshot smoke from the crowd.
Like a hidden weapon.
Yes. So it shows a little bit. Unless someone's smoking a cigarette, but this was gunshot, there's a big difference.
Why would you be smoking? Oh, the president's gonna bust. Seen it. Like,
just humour me. Right.
Okay then.
Many assumed Lyndon B. Johnson had JFK assassinated. It's pretty much he basically JFK played a part going to Dallas in the first place. So what I'm trying to get at is the fact that this step-in president was like, oh, JFK, you should go to Dallas. It's a lovely time. when it wasn't.
A setup for
Yes.
a certain aspect
Yes.
of political abuse.
He asked him to basically go there for political gain and power, because at the time in Dallas, you know what Texas is like, there's a lot of protests and it's a bit of an uneasy time.
Yeah.
So Lyndon's right-hand man told basically Dallas police that it's not safe in this certain political climate.
Which it wasn't, to be fair. There was,
Which
as you
makes
said,
sense.
there was a lot of riots. There was a lot of things. But then JFK himself did say that he was going there to settle or to calm the town. Look, the town.
I wouldn't bother.
No, but you would expect him to then go, I will take more precautions though. But then,
Like what you said, a soft top car.
yeah, you got half a bulletproof car, but had the soft top down, the windows rolled down. No, not wearing any protection whatsoever. Like, yeah, no, stupidity.
Okay. So Lyndon's right-hand man said obviously all about this point, right? And how it was dangerous and, you know, you get the idea. Right? So the other incident was that Lyndon was having an affair with a woman, Madeline Brown, apparently at a party they attended the night before the assassination. She claimed Lyndon said, "After tomorrow, those Kennedys will never embarrass me again." That's not a threat, it's a promise. Sounds like a threat. And a promise.
And a promise. A promise of a threat.
Yeah.
A threat of a promise. Interesting.
So the step-in president says all this shit beforehand. He knows it's a dodgy place and still says, "Hey, Kennedy, go ahead." So, my other thought process throughout the whole of this was the fact that the Russians were... there was tension.
Dum dum dum.
Since the Cold War, basically. Oswald tried to basically defect to the Soviet Union before. Many say Oswald was acting as a KGB agent.
It was
So working with Russia, you get that.
Apparently, it was one of his initiation things.
Yeah.
And Ruby was the clean-up.
But he wouldn't have been a very good person because of his Russian ties. It would be very obvious it would be him if he was actually caught, if this makes sense. It's like, Oswald, he's got Russian ties, we'll get him to do things for us. Doesn't make sense.
No.
Your thoughts so far?
I reckon there was definitely two shooters.
Okay. But you're unsure on why or who?
Yeah.
Okay, so, my other thought process going into this was that it was a mob hit. Okay. 3 separate mob gangs all said they were responsible for the assassination.
Yeah.
Right? The Chicago mob, the Miami mob, and the New Orleans mob.
They all met at Texas.
they could have cool names. The New Orleans mob. You don't sound threatening. Sorry, you don't.
No.
I've said this before on this channel. Mafia, come at me.
Yeah.
They still haven't.
No.
Even though you're kind of petrified for your life at this point.
Not really.
Actually, no, they can't get me.
I can't get in the country at this time.
It's the only reason I'm so brave. Because there's a pandemic going on. I'm like, you can't get it. You won't die in breathing difficulties. Right, so possibly it was an organised crime. Jack Ruby, the man who killed Oswald, was a Dallas nightclub owner who allegedly had connections to the mafia. Some believe the mob made deals with the CIA to carry out the hit on JFK.
Or the CIA did deals with the mafia.
Don't worry about that, you focus on what you got done. Right. In 2015, an imprisoned former mafia member, hitman named James. I'm going to butcher this again. We're just going to call him James. Claimed the plot.
Claimed the plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
Anyone can claim it after it's happened.
Yeah. They're just trying to get like some street rep. Yeah, we killed JFK. Yeah, we sent the hit out. Did you really? The New Orleans mob. Yep, you sound fucking threatening. Don't sound threatening. The Chicago mob. What, do you all wear bowler hats?
Carried a bit of tuba for.
The Miami mob wear shorts.
And sunglasses.
Yeah.
Coming in floral shorts.
So my next thought on this was it was the CIA. Many believe Oswald worked with the CIA as a known communist and Russian sympathiser. That's the only real possible motive, really. Was that after he, you know, I don't know.
The thing is,
There was like an invasion, wasn't there? Like some place in Cuba, right? And then,
it was the one of the arms battles.
yeah. And during the invasion, Kennedy refused to offer additional US military support to them, obviously, despite the CIA offering an umbrella of air protection. The word umbrella. To Kennedy to help him with this battle they were having in Cuba. Yeah, I like that name. I like that. Umbrella of air protection.
I'm feeling the slight hint.
Sorry. Pandemic. Dying. Right. I guess the only downside to that is having Lee Harvey Oswald acted with the CIA operative referred to as the Umbrella Man. There's a big build up for that one there. I can tell the viewers were waiting for me to go, the Umbrella Man. So that was the other theory, that Oswald worked with the CIA and the CIA had the Umbrella Man. But I'm now going to debunk everything because I really feel that the Umbrella Man doesn't get enough recognition. Right.
The problem is,
I know who the Umbrella Man is.
okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Go on then.
JFK made so many enemies and bad decisions because he was
That Carl was one of them.
because he was ill-advised by certain individuals. Now,
Lyndon.
well, no, the thing is, like, he made decisions based on what he wanted rather than what the country needed.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you're saying he could have a lot of enemies.
So he made more political decisions than welfare for the country decisions.
Okay.
So rather than settling something with throwing more men and guns and stuff to settle the dispute, which they could have done if they had those extra men.
Sounds like, well, they didn't have enough men just to look at windows.
No, because he bloody sent them all off in a different direction and got them bloody shot in a bloody stupid little bow.
Right. In the Zapruder film and photos taken at the time of the shooting, you can see one lone man holding open an umbrella above his head.
And it's not raining.
It wasn't raining. How did you know? How did you read that?
No, I've seen the film.
No. No one else had an umbrella. Kennedy was struck by the first bullet as the car passes by the umbrella man. Right. Many believe the umbrella was a spy gun. As the man or woman lifted the umbrella a foot or so up, back. Oh dear. Right.
Twisted it a quarter turn and then lowered it.
Well, if you want to just take over. As the car was passing by.
Yes. Some also believe it was a signal for the second shot.
Okay.
But it is more plausible that it is a hidden firearm within that gun, within the umbrella, which they have easily solved. Well, not solved, but you can easily.
Just got to tell you something. There's a guy called Charles.
Charles.
Yeah. The Department
what's
of
poor old Charlie doing?
Right. The Department of Defense Weapons developer testified saying the umbrella gun exists as he created it. Also, after JFK was
the backing for Q as well. Just saying.
Thanks. Also, after JFK was assassinated, the Umbrella Man and another sat on the curb, seemingly unshook of what just happened. Yet, the Umbrella Man was named Louis. Yeah, we know it's butchered already.
Louis.
He said he held the umbrella up as a protest to JFK's father. He wasn't a fan of Joseph Kennedy's policies back in 1938 and 1939 and used it as a symbol.
So raising an umbrella. Yeah, I really don't like his views.
It was seen as a political standpoint.
No.
And a movement.
No. I can understand folding your newspaper and putting it on your left arm is a political nod. But I cannot understand raising an umbrella.
What about if you sweat a lot?
Huh?
With the newspaper, you put it under your arm, you walk home, you get home and you've got to read page 4 around your armpit. I've never put a newspaper under my armpit.
No, but back in the 60s, they had the hats and the
Did they?
overcoats. And people would read newspapers, fold it up and put it under their arm while they're unraveling their umbrella to make a political fucking standpoint.
Drop a comment. Tell me if this is true. I suppose afterwards you could lift your mate's armpit up and be like, oh, I ain't got that page yet.
Page 3.
Really?
Either that was a Financial Times. I don't know.
I'm with the Independent.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Better look in the mirror.
Why, because I'm independent? Not impotent, you weirdo.
So what would the mirror help with that?
I might turn myself on. Right.
Fair enough.
Look at it.
Not bad. No, I'm good.
Didn't ask you to. And a bit gay now. Send to season 3, right down the wall. So, also, 70% of Americans believe JFK's assassination was a plot. What's your thoughts on this? Come on, sir. You were so adamantly willing to talk about fucking newspapers under your armpit. Please tell me. The Umbrella Man, it wasn't him. I could talk about the Bamushka lady, because no one's ever seen her again. But apparently she was actually recording as well, and no one's ever seen the footage. Unless she wasn't recording, because she was like, oh, I'm going to record. Oh, I've got no film. Fuck it. Keep it there. I look stupid. You're wearing a Bamushka. Of course you're going to look stupid. Oh, no, wait. The Umbrella Man's over there, dressed in black. You'll be fine. Sit next to each other. You'll be alright.
What's he doing?
Bang! Oh, shit!
The Umbrella Man gave her the camera.
I reckon.
You stand over there. I'll stand over here.
Yeah, I reckon. Say you had the car.
We've already got him up there, so it's all good.
Say you had the car here, right? I reckon there was a lot of mapping going on between certain people. But I reckon there was 2 shooters.
It could.
And in the video,
it could
you
be
watched.
lining shots up, maybe.
What? So I take first shot. Shit, I missed. We'll leave it up to Bamushka lady.
Well, no, it could be. The thing is, it could be 2 factions working for the same goal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say the New Orleans mob
the mafia mob
has got the sniper.
So what have the Miami mob got?
The Miami got fucking Bamushka lady,
Right?
and yet the other mob has got Umbrella Man. And they're all working for the same goal. That's 3 shots, 3 mobs, just saying.
You know what, you made it.
I feel sorry for the bloke that missed.
You've made it sound like it's all like they've got the most ridiculous people.
Mate, it's the 60s. You've got the triad. The triad.
Triads on this channel. My Chinese will never be the same again. Fucking hell.
No, but you've got the triads, which is technically three of the main.
Triad. Do you know how upset? I upset them slightly little iPhones. They get all angry with me. No, but what you're getting at, right? So you're saying that they all have different connections, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So out of all of them,
I'm just saying the CIA might not have just gone to one gang member.
okay, right? They say they didn't go to one gang member, but you've picked Lee Harvey Oswald, who looks the most fucking normal, right? Then you pick a guy with an umbrella dressed in black, ready for fucking It's Raining Men, and then some poor fucking mob has left with the Babushka lady.
It's troubling times. You got to have what you can get.
Yeah, you could tell they're really starving for new characters in this. We'll have the Babushka lady. I bet they sat there and had a game of like fucking Tiddlywinks or something. Whoever could get a
Who's gonna fire first?
Yeah.
Doink! Ah! I'll get a camera.
Playing fucking battleships with fucking weirdos. But as I was saying,
It's just a theory.
But listen, Lee Harvey Oswald is the one that gets captured because they look at the Babushka lady and be like, definitely picked a weirdo here, haven't we? We're picking the weird man who thinks it's raining all the time. No, we're going to have to go with the normal guy who's got Russian connections.
I don't like him, see.
It's like they picked a football team of the shittiest players and Oswald stepped forward and went, I'll do it. And they got Babushka lady and the umbrella man like, oh, what about us? They're the people you shove in goal. They're not the people you shoot with. What I'm trying to say is there's people like so can't hear.
You've insulted like half of the population, but
No, I haven't. You did that with trying.
Bloody football team, you know our football team shit.
We beat America, that's all that matters. Right, so right, so
and there's the other 10%.
oh, I'm German. Right, so just insult yourself. No, so what I'm getting at is right, the car's here. So maybe Oswald was waiting for the Babushka lady to start recording, and then he was also waiting for the umbrella man to do this.
Once they reached a certain point, maybe.
Yes, like checkpoints. But they pick the most fucking weirdest people to stand out in a video.
Right, when he goes past you, you're going to pick up your camera and start recording. Once you hit the umbrella man, and he lifts umbrella fire.
maybe Oswald was trigger happy.
I'm gonna get him next.
I think they were checkpoints. And maybe there
makes sense.
Maybe there was a second shooter because these people stand out.
It makes
like
sense.
But
if someone shoots him that way through the head, they are not going to run 4 blocks up the road and shoot him through the neck first, and run 4 blocks past the motorcade to then shoot him in the top of the head. Unless it bounced off of a building and shot down.
I've seen it in films. Really. It happens. So you're saying 2 shooters?
Yeah.
I'm saying just one.
I'm saying 2 shooters, but pinpointed. But they only caught one.
The normal one.
The normal.
No one's ever seen the Babushka lady ever again.
Well, there we go. She's been chopped up into fish sticks.
Why would you wear a Babushka? Why? Go on then, ask the viewers what they think. Go on. It's all you now.
So yes, leave a comment below. What do you think? Was there 1 shooter, 2 shooters? Was there a group?
It's a collective unit of fucking inbreds. Damn it.
Leave a comment below what you think.
Shit superheroes.
Don't forget to hit that like or dislike, either or. Would you like to say anything?
No. Zapuda.
See you next time.